Man, the Earth never seems to catch a break in the future. Once again, humans have to travel through the stars and hopefully find a habitable planet to live out their days. These adventurers are called Outriders, and yes, same as the title of the game. So welcome to our review, coming from People Can Fly and Square Enix. I said before, same as the title of the game, you are Outriders, venturing off to find a new planet to inhabit. You land on a planet Enix, and it looks like a paradise. But sadly, your troubles from Earth are brought there. You are betrayed, causing a civil war between Outriders after a major electric storm happens. Chaos ensues, and you are put in a cryo sleep after being struck by lightning. You wake up 31 years later, and the planet has gone to hell. Quite impressive to go to hell after 31 years. Ugh. It was a lush paradise. Now it looks like a landfill. Now it is up to you to first shake off being frozen for 3 decades, and then fix whatever is going on. This is a looter shooter, as many of you know what that entitles. You kill things, and they drop loot. It is your usual color scheme, starting with gray, greens, then leading to blue, purples, and legendary gold. At a certain point of the game, you will unlock the vendor, which you can update your gear. I would suggest selling any grays because dismantling them is not worth it. While anything blue and up will be great to dismantle, as any mods that come with that weapon or gear will be stored away so you can put on other gears or weaponries. Also, if you put it in the stash, you can share your gear among your other characters that you can make. When it comes to the combat, I have mixed feelings. People Can Fly are the same people that worked on Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. So yes, it is all about finding cover, but this time the enemies will push you to move your ass. The enemies will advance on you either in numbers or flank you one at a time. Either way, the AI forces you to advance instead of staying behind cover all the time, which is good. So that means they're thinking on their feet, they're flanking you, they're making you worry and panic. But keep in mind, you can't backpedal too much or you will restart the whole mission. Then you have the creatures, which I find are the worst, and honestly, all the enemies hit equally hard. It seems the developers didn't know how to gauge each enemy's attacks. Low-level enemies hit just as hard as the captains or bosses, so there's not much breathing. But you are special. That's right, you are altered with 4 choices and abilities with Technomancer, Trickster, Pyromancer, and Devastator. Each will give you abilities to deal with the crowd of enemies, even better if you get buddies to join with you. However, the co-op caps at 3 players, which is weird. 4 classes, but only 3 players at a time? Awkward. Either way, with great power comes a skill tree to figure out. There are 3 lanes to decide between. Top is DPS, middle is tank, and bottom is more for the anomaly powers. I made 2 characters, one a Devastator and one Trickster. The good news is you can skip the opening epilogue and just go straight to picking your powers once you've done it the first time. Devastator is an earth elemental giving you different abilities to shape yourself or cause area effects. You will have 3 powers to pick to set to L1, R1, and of course L1 plus R1 to use the middle ability. My favorite moves I use are Earthquake, Golem, and of course Gravity Leap. But as I learned about the skill trees, I kind of changed it up a bit. I switched my Gravity Leap to Impale. I still kept Earthquake and Golem. I am currently working on the Seismic Shifter build. All in all, it's better to play with friends. That way you can combine abilities, especially when it comes to boss battles, which are pretty tough. And thanks to my buddy Darren for teaching me that once you have grinded and got through the game, you can just go into World Tier 3 and just, grind right through, get to the end game point to collect all the stuff that you need. Because expeditions are where you're really going to get all the higher up gear. So something to think about. If you just want to enjoy the story, then keep it at World Tier 1. There's going to be different world tiers as you play along. And yes, the loot drop is better, but it's going to screw you over in the long run because I was at World Tier 8 and I was level 18, but the enemies were like level 23 and up, and it was very difficult. Surprisingly, the game is beautiful with a vast area to explore. Even your character has somewhat of a comedic view of things, and I kind of enjoyed the character development. The customization is not overpowering, but could have been better. You get some pretty bizarre weapon designs and gear after a while. I guess when you are in a world with weird creatures, you take on their appearance. I need to address this fully to you as gamers because we've been having a tough time with certain releases, especially games that we anticipated. Why, as gamers, must we have to deal with unfinished games? It is getting to a point where I'm just going to wait and see what is up with a game that is being released coming out broken. Why is it coming out broken? I mean, I give people that can fly, the developers, props for giving us a demo, but with only a month away, it didn't look good. There were promises not met and are continuing to happen. For example, it took me over 30 minutes just to get into the game. Signing in issues. And then they tell you all these weird tricks that you have to do just to sign in. I had to either close the game, try again. I tried that 4 times, didn't work. They said power cycle your system, turn it off completely, either unplug the power supply, plug it back in, turn it back on, and then try to sign in. Did not work. So I did the close and open up again. That eventually worked. But I said 30 minutes just to get into a game. And you just want to play with your friends. I mean, each week seems like a whole new issue, and that's becoming a trouble. That's becoming bothersome. Developers, please, just take your time. Do the work. Give us the games that you promise, instead of us having to wait for patches and updates all the freaking time. Well, that's a little bit exaggerated. Not all the freaking time. So far, it's been Avengers, Cyberpunk, Outriders, Anthem, and games about to become $70 a pop soon. So I say this again. Would you buy a car and they tell you, well, the engine and the brakes and stuff like that is not working, but in a couple of months, we're going to update you on that. But you can pay full price right now. No, give me what I paid for right now. It's like false advertising. But that's my rant on it. I was patient and waiting to see if things got better, but I waited too long on this review. There is a good game here, and I won't say it's on an Anthem level of bad, but the glitches and the disconnects and, of course, losing inventory is just too much. Like I said, props to the developers for trying to be as vocal and talking with gamers as possible, but this is nah. I can't give this a okay. Outriders could be something great, but needs to be put back into the oven for a while. And that I give Outriders, which I played on PC, PS5, and Xbox via Game Pass, 2 paws out of 5. Hopefully things will get better, but right now there is still work to be done. Thanks for checking out this review. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.